What's up, guys? Are you the type of player that you feel like you're doing everything correctly, like you're droning out your teammates, you're opening walls, you're using your utility, but for some reason you just can't seem to win the gunfight the first time you see an opponent? Well, today we are going to give you guys 15 easy tips on how to win more gunfights. So we're going to be talking about just general tips, a couple positioning tips, and just some operator specific tips on how to win more gunfights more effectively. Let's get to it. The number one is how to find your perfect sensitivity. So go to pillars like this and just do 1 2 1 3 1 4 1 5. You want to be able to do that quickly and just do that a couple times, and that means your sense is good. But if you feel like your sense is low, like I have to like really overcorrect, like I'm undershooting and I have to move it more after I aim, then your sense might be too low. Maybe raise it up a bit. But if you're having a different situation, this is what I had when I first came over from console. I overshot and had to double back. If I go too far, I'd have to double back. If I go too far, I'd have to double back. This wastes you a lot of time and a lot of potential missed shots. Low is, I honestly believe, like if it's lower and having to correct like that, I don't feel like that's as bad versus having to go all the way past and back. So I'd rather it be lower. So get to a point where it feels like you're like right about here and you have to pull it a little bit and just get used to that. Because if you can do it perfectly, I'm telling you, your mechanics will be a lot better and you will win a lot more gunfights just on that tip alone. Tip number 2, when you're like entering a building, don't walk in with your gun down and then aim in. They could be anywhere in this room. Always keep your gun up, play off your audio or have some intel on your drones, and just expect someone to physically be watching your door. If you just walk in with your gun down, oh, you're going to die a lot. And I see a lot of newer players, as well as honestly golds and plats, do this too often, where they walk around the building like this and they aim only when they see someone, and they end up dying to someone who's already holding the angle. Tip number 3. So let's just talk about general crosshair placement. When you're aiming your gun, you're not really sure where anyone's at, just predict where people would normally stand. So I will scan like this. So I'm going to scan left all the way to the right, checking all the angles. And that is how you check. It's very simple, very easy. Just think about all the angles that someone could normally be. Just picture yourself as a defender. How would you watch that door? Play like you're countering yourself. Like, how would you counter yourself? Think like that and you will win a lot more gunfights. Tip number 4, when you're walking around the building, keep your gun up, bro. Like, I need to really emphasize this because so often people will already like just kind of walk around. Like if I know that I'm around teammates, all I need to be sprinting, or I'm gonna walk around like this just to kind of get my general bearings. But if I'm walking in the unknown and I'm first like in line, my gun is up. I'm ready to fight. Unless I'm pushing in like fast like that, then I'll pull it up quick afterwards. I'm not just gonna walk around like this and expect to ADS in time, because this ADS speed right here is going to get you killed. Tip number 5, let's say I don't have any grenades or flashbangs or anything, but I have a drone. So what I can do here is just throw a drone one side and push in at the same time. That will annoy the enemy's eyesight and be able to catch you a second or just a couple milliseconds of the enemy off guard, versus them just aiming and ready for you to walk in, playing off the audio of you walking in and taking you out. When you shoot it, throw a drone like that, enemies gonna be like this. They're gonna see a drone, either flick to it, or they're gonna know you're full swinging and be ready to shoot it. If he's here, most of the time he is going to shoot it. If he's farther away, he might just swing the door. So I'll normally throw my drone at the side I'm not going to walk in on, because if it's right next to them, they'll probably shoot it. If they're far away, they're going to ignore it. And as long as I have my gun up on the side that they're going to ignore, then at least I'm taking a one-on-one firefight. Obviously, this is going to work all the time and is really just a kind of last just effort if you need to push in by yourself. Tip number 6, how to back somebody up in this situation. If you have 2 teammates here and there's only one guy in this room, which a lot of times is going to be the case, just have someone watch one angle. But you need to watch it in a way that I'm going to get the first contact on that swing. So if I know that security door is clear and they're going to swing for the rotunda, I want to be here instead of holding an angle like this. Because let's say I'm holding this angle. As this guy walks in, the defender can swing out, kill my friend before the other attacker. So the spot's going to be right here. So I'm going to swing out like this, kill one guy. Can I see that trail? Let's go look. I'll barely be able to see that trail, even like only if they swing all the way. Like I won't see shit. This angle is fine, but if they swing out, they're probably going to kill my friend. So I'd rather hold an angle like this and make sure I'm taking that primary engagement, saving him. Tip number 7, how to win a firefight with someone on a door frame. So if you know they're like quick peeking or whatever, like you really can just push in aggressively, but keep your gun up. Expect them to swing out, but have your gun up. You don't want to just sit on the door and wait for them to swing you, because like people are going to quick peek, gather that intel, and then take your head off before you even realize what's going on. So if you want to hold them, you're able to hold them. If you see them do this kind of a thing, then do not just keep your head there, because they are going to take it up. If you see them do that, change the position of your head, either crouch or stand up. So you'll see that people do that a lot on doors. They're going to be like this, and they're going to do that, or they're going to do this, they're going to do that and shoot. So tip number 8, let's say that guy isn't pushing forward or extending himself at all. How do you engage this knowing that he's on this door? So I'm going to push in, keeping my gun ready for that firefight, and as I get close, I'm going to predict for him to swing me. Keep your gun up, take shots. All it takes is a single headshot, and if you're swinging, there is going to be ping advantage, and you are going to come out on top if you're confident in your aim and you swing with aggression. Tip number 9, I'm going to get into a situation that a lot of newer players are going to get stuck on, is how to progress. Like, I'm going to get to this position, but like, how do I actually get into the kitchen site? Once I pass this door, I'm in the danger zone. What you're going to want to do is you're always going to be in danger on attack. Like, you have to make that first initial move, but you want to figure out what is the most dangerous situation. So let's say there's one in sunrise and there's one in kitchen, but the one in kitchen's planning to rotate. So he can't kill me if I walk into this hallway. I walk in, and even if I have my back to this guy, I kill the one in sunrise, or I can walk over, kill one in sunrise. He's probably not going to kill me instantly. Let's say he's holding the angle like this. He doesn't see me swing across, and he's not going to be able to do much. You might hit that shot, but that's kind of the risk you have to take to clear out sunrise. You clear out sunrise, and then you only have to look one way. You want to try to isolate 1v1s and get the jump on them. Tip number 10, how to effectively push on site knowing there's an enemy watching your door. So you're going to want to check all the angles where the guy isn't going to be first, just to make sure that everything else is clear. Like, let's say I know he's at the rotate, right? And I know how he's going to play that. So I'm going to see, maybe wait here for a second to see if he ever swings out. If he doesn't, okay, well, I know he's on that rotate or he's on that cubby. I'm going to just check really quick like that. If I saw him on the cubby, then I know he's on the cubby, and I just swing in and I deal with him. If I don't see him at all, he's probably on the rotate. So I swing in aggressively, knowing that he's not going to kill me on the rotate or the door. So I swing in and I'll find him. You might win that firefight, but at some point the attacker's got to push in, and if you have a teammate backing you up, I guarantee you that guy is going to go down. Tip number 11, how to quick peek. So I'm not a master of quick peeking, but I know how to do it to gather intel. So I'll do this all the time. Like, I'll just do it to gather intel, just to take a quick little glance, just to kind of see what I'm about to shoot at, and then I'll go in like hard. That's how I do it. I'll go in like all the way and just take the fight. A lot of people will do things like this, like they'll like, and my keybinds aren't set up for that, and a lot of you guys are going to struggle on this, but I'm telling you right now that that's fine. You do not need a quick peek to be better at Rainbow Six Siege. But what you do, if you want to do this, is you're going to lean to the right while you walk to the right. So if you have a different keybind, it's going to make it a little bit easier. You're going to want to aim, lean to the right, and walk to the right, and then unlean and walk to the left. So like that. I'm not going to lean to the left. I'm just unleaning. like that. And then I'm going to swing out again to take the shot. The first peek is to gather the intel. The second peek is to actually get the kill. Tip number 12, how to deal with somebody else quick peeking you. Let's say I'm on this angle and I see someone quick peeking. If you stand here, they're going to rip your head off. So don't stand there. If you see them do the quick peek, go back behind cover. Or if you see them do the quick peek, swing out like that. Or if you see them do the quick peek, do it back to them. Or if you see them do the quick peek, just change positions and pre-fire your ass off and you will take their head off. Sometimes people will do this kind of a peek though. They'll go for the peek, they'll and then they'll do it crouched. So a lot of times, if I see them do that quick peek, I know they're going to crouch, so I'm going to aim crouched head height. But if I do see them still standing, I'm going to aim up as fast as I can. Because their aim is going to be thrown off because I'm down, but I'm still getting shots on them because I'm shooting them in the body. So I see them do it, and he's standing, so I'll just stand back up into it. Tip number 13, how to deal with someone actively pushing you on this door. So instead of being like everybody else and just holding an angle in the most obvious way of where someone's probably going to be creative. Stand somewhere randomly in the room, like so, or hell, even just like out in the open like this. As long as you have your gun on the door and you're leaning away from that angle, you are going to have the first line of sight on the guy, and the guy is going to swing him like this. Like, this is how I would normally swing this. Like, and my swing way past this, not ready for a guy to just be out in the open. So when you do more things like that, you are going to catch a lot more people off guard. Let's say someone's walking into this main door. I know one's to the left. Instead of being on this angle, which is very obvious, I might be on this side, just out in the open like this. I have to make sure I hit this shot because if he quick peeks this, I'm going to be toast. But if I'm walking back and forth on the angle like this, it's going to make it incredibly hard for the guy to really pencil me down on exactly where I'm at. He'll overswing and give me a head to shoot, and he's not going to know I'm standing here. So unless he has ungodly reaction speeds, which honestly not many people have. Even I play in FPL against pro league players, and a lot of people aren't going to be able to land this shot as fast as you are going to be able to land this shot, even if they have better mechanics than you. You take their head off. Tip number 14, how to play in a post plant. So there's a lot of different types of ways, but if the enemy knows where you're at, don't just stand on the exact same spot. Like, if they're gonna know I'm gonna be in the most predictable spot. So what I like to do is I'm gonna be a little off of where they would expect me to be, playing off my audio, and when they swing me, I'm going to pre-fire, slowing them down, and just buying more time for myself for the plant to actually defuse. Tip number 15 is distorting the enemy's audio with explosives. If you're on defense, I mean, you can use impacts, you can use nitros, you can use whatever you want. If the nitro hits them, obviously great. If the impact hits them, obviously great. It kills them. So let's say I know someone's about to swing this. What I'll do is I'll throw a nitro, I'll swing that way, and now that their audio is distorted, I'll swing out the same side as the nitro, because a lot of times people are going to expect, oh, he's going to swing from this side. So I'm going to throw the nitro or the impact and then swing this side a bit and then double up this side while full sprinting, because it's going to catch them off guard and they're not going to hear that movement shuffle because their audio is going to be shell shocked. All right, guys, that is it today on how to win more gunfights in Rainbow Six Siege. Find your perfect sense. Find where the enemy is pushing from, how they're positioning themselves, and what you need to do to actually take them out. Do I need to play? Think of it like rock, paper, scissors. Is that guy going to be holding that room? Do I need to push forward, or can I wait for him to make a mistake and push out? A lot of times, aggression will catch people off guard. If I have my gun up and I'm ready for a firefight, and he's not fully confident I'm going to swing in, the guy that swings in usually is the one that comes out on top. But if they know where you're at, especially if they have intel, let's say a drone on there, they know where you're at, they're going to come around pre-firing, and then you're dead. Especially from an angle like this, which is fairly predictable. So getting lines of sight like this, or just being creative, and like, let's say they're going to swing there, and I'm just like, I'm in here, like in front of the door. They're not really going to expect me to just be out in the open like that. As long as you have your gun up, you're going to be fine, and you're going to take shots back. when you lose your gunfights, don't just get mad like, oh man, I got blah, 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 blah. Just realize what didn't work, what you did wrong, and that's going to be the key to improving. All right, guys, until next time, make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, and leave a like below for more. Until next time.